Alex Larson. New for you this morning, first responders were called to the scene of a semi-rollover on I-94 near Fergus Falls early this morning. The Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office says authorities responding to that crash just after 2 this morning in the westbound lanes of I-94 at the intersection of U.S. Highway 59, mile marker 50. They say the semi is not blocking traffic, but it is not known right now if anybody is hurt. An investigation is ongoing, and we'll continue to update you as we learn more. Also new this morning, Castleton Veterinary Services is responding to recent criticism in a social media post. Over the past few weeks, Valley News Live has received several whistleblower complaints alleging mistreatment of animals. We've reached out to the clinic several times asking them to explain their side of the story, but they've refused to comment. But in a Facebook post last night, the clinic wrote, in part, the unjust criticisms and false accusations hurled at us through social media and a local news outlet not only shook our confidence, but also deeply affected our morale. To find a link to the full post, you can head on over to our website, valleynewslive.com. And to find our previous reporting on the allegations made about Castleton Veterinary Services, you can download the free VNL News app. Just search VNL News in the App Store. A Fargo home is suffering heavy smoke and fire damage after a fire broke out on the top floor. Fargo fire officials saying they responded just after 6 to a home in the 1500 block of 3rd Avenue South. Fire crews say a family was home at the time, but everybody was able to make it out safe with only one person suffering minor injuries. Now we spoke with a homeowner who says his son, who also just broke his back recently, lives there, and he's glad everyone made it out safely.
I looked over here and seen flames rolling off the top window and ran over here. It was too late to do anything by then until the fire department came and put it out. We're all okay other than a broken back and a burnt house.
Fire Chief Steve Dirksen also mentioning how important it is to keep his crew safe during fires that happen on such hot days.
After they've been in the bottled air, especially on days like today when it's over 90 degrees, humidity's up there, putting the gear on, working hard. We just have a rehab protocol that they go in, get checked out, make sure they're doing all right.
Officials say the cause of that fire is under investigation with no damage estimate at this time. But they do say that home is suffering significant damage and cannot be occupied for an extended period of time. They also say the residents are being helped out right now by the Red Cross. The Fergus Falls Police Department asking you to keep an eye out for the van up on your screen that was stolen from a parking ramp on Wednesday night. Now they provided this picture. It's not the actual van, but it's one very similar to it. Police say a white 2013 Chevy Express cargo van was taken from the American Federal Bank parking ramp. It has Minnesota plates reading JXA551. If you've got any information, get in touch with Fergus Falls Police. The Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office says 911 pocket dials are on the rise, and they're warning you to be more careful. In the last 2 weeks, the dispatch center has gotten 155 accidental 911 calls. They say if you do accidentally call 911, please stay on the line and speak with the dispatcher so then they can verify that no response is required. Every 911 hang-up is considered an emergency unless they're able to confirm that you do not need assistance. And we want to remind you to join us this Sunday night on Valley News Live at 10 as we mark the 1-year anniversary of last summer's deadly ambush on police in Fargo. We'll be honoring fallen officer Jake Wallin and showing you several previously untold exclusive stories from the heroes of that day. Now that's this Sunday on Valley News Live at 10. 6:53 here on the Valley today. Turning our attention to the weather now. We've got 2 first alert weather days in our future this weekend. For the details, here's meteorologist Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, we continue to build in the heat as the weekend approaches and the potential for severe weather starting as early as late and overnight tonight. So those are the 2 main things we're tracking. While we're building in the heat, some good news. We're seeing some of that wildfire smoke easing up for us in the valley. It hasn't been terrible. We've seen worse, but it has caused some of these hazy sunrises. Air quality has been more in that moderate category, sometimes in the orange in parts of the Dakotas as well. So this is our live view right now in Fargo, looking a bit hazy to start the day. And to look at our current air quality, we are in the yellow in most areas, some green in the James River Valley, but a lot of locations in yellow right now indicating moderate on the air quality index. So there's some smoke in the air. It's hopefully not affecting anyone, but it is a little bit more noticeable. And surface smoke forecast here in the coming days. Saturdays, expect to be more in that lower concentration in the blue. We definitely don't want to see any color on the map, but we certainly don't want to see oranges and reds and purples, and I'm not expecting that. In fact, as we go through time today, we'll watch just kind of a little bit of smoke in the air in that blue. But look at Saturday morning, starting to clear some things out and see some improvement with that hot air moving in out of the south, that warmer air mass taking over. That's going to keep the smoke from Canada to the north of us at bay, and we should hopefully get things cleared out a little bit more. So that's a look at some improvement, even as we're watching that potential for storms and heat building in for the forecast this weekend. We're in the 60s right now. It's 69 in Fargo, 65 in Grand Forks. Very warm overnight. We're going to see some warm overnights ahead, as well as daytime highs that will soar. It's quiet. Most of us clear right now. A few sprinkles along the international border, but we're looking at a hot day today. So any way you can find ways to stay cool, I suggest you do so here. We're looking at today's high into the upper 80s to some low 90s, a high of 93 in Fargo. Hot and muggy. So looking at wanting to make sure we are eating that ice cream fast. That's a good way to stay cool. Eat some cold ice cream and make sure we're drinking lots of water here, not just today, but heading into the weekend. Again, high temperatures in the coming days in the 90s. Heat index values on Saturday around 100. So again, a first alert weather day for the heat. But I can't stress enough the need to have a way to be alerted to severe weather overnight, because that's when our storms will hit again tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be very active.
Yeah, gotta eat that ice cream fast, though. That was fun.
Exactly.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, this Saturday, we're celebrating a decade with the 10th annual season of the Red River Market. Now, this market runs throughout the late summer and early fall, aiming to support local farms and businesses. And that's where we find the Valley Today's Tatum Miller this morning, live in downtown Fargo, giving us a sneak peek of some of the vendors you can expect to see this weekend. Good morning, Tatum.
Good morning, Alex. That's right. We are here live in the heart of downtown Fargo, right in Broadway Square. And let me tell you, my stomach is starting to rumble, taking a look at what this next vendor brought to the table. So I'm here with Katie Crumweedy. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you have your own business, and what's the name first?
Our business is called Cookie Crumbs Bakery, and so that's a play on our last name. So Crumbs is spelled K-R-U-M-S. So it's our little cookie shop.
I love it. I figured there was a story behind the name, had some connection. I thought it was adorable. So when did you get started with this business?
Oh, well, I actually started with sugar cookies. So I also do decorated sugar cookies, and I started that 3 years ago. It escalated really quickly, and then I love to eat all the yummy things. And I really believe that dry cookies are the worst thing in the world.
I'm
so
with you there.
we do everything to avoid that. So these are different examples of our stuffed cookies.
I was gonna say, look at these toppings.
Yeah.
You got everything here.
Yeah, and not only do they have toppings, but they're stuffed, so there's something in the middle of each of them, so depending on their flavor.
So what kind of flavors do we have?
So today we have a banana cream pie, which is my ultimate favorite. It actually is banana cream in the middle. Our blueberry Bavarian has Bavarian cream in the middle.
Yum.
Our Twix is delightful with hot fudge in the middle. Our churro has like a dulce de leche caramel. Our Lucky Charms has cream cheese buttercream, so it's kind of a play on a bowl of cereal.
Okay.
Our stuffed monster, super classic with the peanut butter in the middle, and our stuffed Nutella, which is our regular's favorite with Nutella in the middle.
Well, Katie, I have to tell you, I will risk all the cavities in the world if it means finishing this tray.
I love it. I love that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining me this
thanks for
morning,
having
Katie.
me.
Yes, and coming up next, we might have to sink our teeth into a few of these. I'm Tatum Miller for Valley News Live. Back to you at the studio, Alex.
Lucky you, Tatum. Those look delicious. Thank you so much for that live look. And if you can't make it out this weekend, the Red River Market does run every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. until October 26th. Well, big news for hockey fans. Next year's Hockey Day Minnesota is going to be hosted in Shakopee outside at Valley Fair. Matchups will start up on January 22nd. High school, college, and pro teams are going to be playing, with one notable matchup between Bemidji State's women's team and the Gophers women's team. The final matchup is the Minnesota Wild taking on the Calvary Flames at the Xcel Energy Center. Last year, if you remember, War Road hosted Hockey Day Minnesota. Well, today's National French Fry Day, and here's how you can score some free fries this week and beyond. At McDonald's, through its app, you can get a free medium order of French fries with any purchase of $1 or more. Over at Burger King, members of its loyalty program also get a free order of fries any size with a purchase of $1 or more. Over at Wendy's, you can get a free order of fries any size with a purchase by redeeming the offer in its app. Those 3 offers are good for this Friday and every other Friday for the rest of 2024. And there are other French fry deals at other fast food chains. Well, the Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start. We'll see you back here on Monday.